always see someone off camera helping do all the moving about of the objects and audio being overlaid after the fact to make it seem like there is knocking, etc. I haven't got the energy to speak more on this, but I just wanted to share it because so many in the comment section of these clips believe it's real. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope that you have enjoyed it. If you did, please do drop a like on it as it helps bring it up to the 1,000 goal which we have. Also, don't forget to subscribe for my daily videos. But for now, stay safe, stay well, and stay curious. Until next time. All reactions in these videos are for entertainment purposes only. Any advice given should be treated as entertainment as well. Viewers are responsible for conducting their own research into any subjects discussed in the videos before taking any action based on the information provided.